well done. Okay, Hamza, tell me something that you learnt today.
Time, you have to do lots of times.
Fantastic. When we're multiplying, you have to do it lots of times. So what's happening to the number? Look back at math story number 1. What's happening to the number? It started at 4 and we ended up with 8. Why? Cerise?
Because the number's getting greater.
Why?
Because if you add 4 and 2, it will just equal 6. And then if you add 4 in like a pattern and you do it twice, it will equal 8.
Okay, so it's like a pattern of 4. So 4 every time. So the number's getting even greater. Brilliant. Well done. I'm very, very impressed. Okay, we did some adding today, didn't we? In some of our sums. What happened to the number then? What happened to the number then, Ryan? When we were adding?
We got some more.
We were getting more. So if we get more, what happens? Ethan? If we get more, if we add, what happens to the number?
It gets greater.
It gets greater. What if we add 0?
We get lesser.
Does it get smaller if we add 0? What happens, Kevin?
Just make 0 again.
If we add 0, does it stay the same? Can I finish talking to Kevin? Does it stay the same or does the number change? Is it different?
Same.
It's the same. Fantastic. If we're adding 0, the number stays the same.
No cups, but you pretend to get cups.
You have to pretend to get cups because 0 is still a number. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Okay. Who can tell me our key teaching point today? What was the key teaching point today? Who can remember it? Pemba.
Kiss means I want to do it a lot of times.
Was it a kiss? It does look like a kiss, and that's why we go
Times.
multiply or times. Means, say it again.
Times means I want to do it lots of times.
Let's see if she's right. Time means I want it lots of times. Give her a very big clap. You got the key teaching point. Well done. I'm very, very impressed. Okay. So you said, what have we learned? What are we going to put in our learning bag? At the end of the week, when we review our
learning,
what are we going to put in our key teaching point book? What have we remembered about multiplying? What are you going to take away with you? Just want you to think for a minute. What is going to be your memorable learning from today? Firkin, what's going to be yours?
if you see times, you have to do it lots of times.
Brilliant. If you see the sign for times, you have to do it lots of times. Fantastic. Here it is. Okay. Read this math story. What does it say and what does it mean? Who can read this one for me? Salma, can you read it for me?
2 times 5 equals...
Good girl. 2 times 5 equals. What does that mean? What does it mean? In real life, what does it mean? Jamel.
2 cups times 5 equals...
2 cups times 5. So what am I doing? If I was going to do this sum, what would I have to get up and do? Firkin.
You will have to get cups.
How many?
5.
Thumbs up if you think it's 5.
2.
How many cups? Jamel.
2 cups. 5
2
times.
cups. But we're doing it how many times? 5 times. 2 cups times 5. We're getting 2 cups 5 times. See if you can work that out using your fingers.
10.
Think it in your brain. I want to see thinking brains and not calling out. I'm going to give everybody a little time to do it? Thinking. Hamza, what do you think?
10.
You think it's 10. Daniel, what do you
10.
think? Jack?
10.
Ethan?
10.
Kevin?
12.
I think it's 12. Furkan?
10.
Lieben?
10.
Cerise?
10.
Sama?
7.
You think it's 7. Let's check. Okay.
I think it's
How many cups?
10.
How many cups do we start with? 2. How many times?
5.
5. So that's time number 1, isn't it? Time number 2, isn't it? Time number 3? Time number 4? Time number 5? Kevin, come out and count the cups for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Fantastic. 10 cups. Very, very impressed. What about then? What about this one? You ready, Ethan? Try that with your fingers. Oh, Ethan thinks he might have an answer. Time.
1.
You think it might be 1?
3.
You think it's 3? Lieben, you think 3? Kaula, you think 4? Hamza, 3. Ethan, 3. 3 or 4? 4. Daniel,
3.
3. Daniel, why 3?
3 times 1 is 3.
Because
You only need to do it 1 time.
you only need to do it 1 time. So we're getting 3 cups, but we only do it once. So the number must be 3. Why do you think Ethan thought it might be 4? What might he be doing to make 4 with these numbers? Hamza.
Instead of the 1, put 2.
Instead of the 1 he put 2, if it was 3 times 2, 3 and another set of 3, that would be 6.
4 and then 1.
Say that again.
That one has to be 4 and then 1.
Or it could be 4 times 1. What else do you think he might have done, Cerise?
I did 1.
He might have added 1. So instead of times 1, you might have added 1 more. And that would have given you 4, wouldn't it? 3, add 1 equals 4. But this was 3 times 1. So 1 time of getting 3 would be how many?
3.
3. So 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, stand up, let's have a quick brain break. Well done, Miss Westwood's group and Miss Dennis's group, walking in so beautifully. Fantastic. I want you to be my mirror. It is very nearly lunchtime, you're right. sat down quickly, quietly and sensibly. I'm loving the children in line 2 and I'm loving the children in line 3. Well done. So very quickly, those children who have been with Miss Westwood and Miss Dennis, who can tell me what you were learning about today in your group? RJ Paul.
We were doing maths and adding because we had one person writing on the board and one doing the cups, and then we choose another person. Then
Fantastic. So what kind of sum was it? You were
adding.
So what was happening to the number every time you were adding? Somebody who's not calling out? Who can tell me what happened to the number, Toria, every time you were adding?
It got greater.
It got greater.
And when we was taken away, it got smaller.
And when you take away, it gets smaller. It does. It definitely does. Okay, can you show me the sign to getting some more? Good. Can you show me the sign for look at the maths table and count the cups? Good. Can you show me the sign for multiply? Fantastic. You have been fantastic learners, and I'm sure, Claire, you have learned so much. So take your hand, bring it round, give yourselves a big pat on the back. Well done. Thumbs up if you think your learning today was successful. Like this, if you're not sure if you'll remember all of it. Like this, if you found it very tricky and you think, I'm not sure about that. You might need a bit more practice. Okay. Interesting. Okay, thumbs down. Do this. Sia, are you ready? Do this. Do this. Okay, that is the end of our numeracy lesson. I have to say most of you sat beautifully and showed some really good learning. It was fine. They were good. The attention of the children, they do find it very difficult being on the carpet for such a long time. That's why we have to do lots of brain breaks, really chunk the learning. The brain breaks are used to chunk learning. They are basically a different way of getting the children up, moving around so they don't sit for such a long time. It's really a new beginning and a new end to each new piece of learning you want them to retain. So it's also a chance for them to get up and start a new beginning so learning is fresh for them. The key teaching point is part of the accelerated learning model that we have at Malcolm. So all children are first given the big picture of what they're going to be learning about, and the key teaching point is something that they should remember for the remainder of the lesson and afterwards and beyond that they will need for future learning.